Hello everyone. In this video, I want to talk about Vlookup. Such a vast area that I can fill an entire book on it. As a matter of fact, I do have a book on Vlookup. Now, if you want to learn Vlookup in detail, I have an entire separate course available on Vlookup that covers all the various Vlookups that you can think of, from basic to intermediate to advanced. Now, this video, as a part of the data cleaning and preparation course, is just going to show you the very simple Vlookup. This is not enough. There's a lot more to it, but it is not possible to cover all of it in a course like this. So for those of you who are just stepping into Excel, this is just a preview of what Vlookup is and what it is capable of. But I strongly recommend that you look at the Vlookup course because that covers things in a lot more detail. Vlookup is one of the most popular functions in Excel. And the reason is that while it does not really do a calculation, it allows you to fetch a value. So imagine this. When you go to Gmail and you put in your user ID or your email ID and password, and you click on OK, you either enter or it gives you an error saying incorrect password. How is that happening? Now, clearly, somewhere on the server, Google has a column with all the user email IDs and an adjacent corresponding column with all the passwords. So the moment you put in your ID and password, it essentially references that. And it says that, okay, Havish at havishmconsulting.com is the ID, and the password next to that is a certain password. If it finds a match, then it allows you to proceed, otherwise it doesn't. At its core, that is essentially a lookup. It is looking up a value for you. So this example that we have a transactional data. So we have the customer ID. Of course, one customer could be appearing multiple times. And here we have the database, which means this is a list of all the unique customers that we have. Now, in column B, can one customer appear multiple times? It's possible. Maybe they made only one purchase, maybe they made multiple purchases. In column F, do all the customers appear only a single time? Absolutely, because it's supposed to be a primary key. That means that it's a unique list. Do all the customers from the database appear in column B? Not really. Maybe in the specified time period, not all the customers have made a purchase. That is possible, right? So it's not necessary that all these IDs are appearing in column B, but every ID in column B will definitely appear in the database. Now, what I want to do here is to essentially find the name of all these customer IDs. To do this, I'm going to do a Vlookup. The lookup value here is B9. The table array is column F, G, and H. So essentially, we're selecting three columns, column F, column G, column H. And out of these three columns, we want the right column index number, which would essentially be the column that has the result in it. At this point, we want the name, which is the second column. So we put in a 2. And now it asks us if we want an approximate or an exact match. Now, of course, when I'm searching for an ID, I want an exact match, right? I don't want to search for a number like a 5, which is between 0 and 10, which would be an approximate match. When you're searching for a text value like an ID, of course, it will be an exact match. So I will select false, which is basically an exact match. And you notice that it basically searches for the customer ID in column F. It finds the ID here and it searches in the corresponding column G, and you get Aaron Bergman coming here. If I drag it all the way down, we get the result like this. So we are searching for an ID in the leftmost column, which is column F, and we're getting a result from column G. If I make this column number 3, then it gives me the region. At its core, this is what is Vlookup. No more, no less. But there's so much more you can do with it. Imagine you're working with multiple sheets, with multiple workbooks, with a very large data. Maybe the lookup column is not the first column. Maybe the data type is not the same. Maybe you want to find the column number dynamically. Maybe you want to return multiple columns as a result. All of these things I have covered in my Vlookup course, so you can have a look at that. But for those of you who have just started to work with data cleaning and preparation on Excel, this is of super importance. I don't think there's any interview which will not ask you about your Vlookup skills. So better learn it really well and really fast.